It's any school that has its lifeblood as, of course, the staff and the teachers and the principal. But the guiding factor and what is really needed in every school is a strong parent community-based interaction. And this school, obviously, certainly has it. It's my great pleasure to introduce the first Vice President of the Parents Association and a tireless worker for the Bradford School who will have a little historical presentation for us, Ms. Natalia Ioffe.
Hello everyone, my name is Natalia Ioffe and I serve on the PS16's Parent Council team known as the CPA, which also stands for Concerned Parents Association. I'm here to tell you a little bit about Ms. Cornelia Bradford, our school's founder and daily inspiration. Before I begin, I would like to say a very special thank you to Ms. Cynthia Harris, Ms. Terry Gouch, and Ms. Annette Bigger for helping put this together. Cornelia Foster Bradford, whose portrait graces the back of this auditorium, right in the back there, has left us a remarkable legacy and a shining example to follow. A dedicated volunteer devoted to the plight of the poor in Jersey City, she helped set a foundation for early childhood education in Jersey City, reformed child labor laws, and much more. She held a firm belief that people are their brothers and sisters' keepers. A life of public service was not uncommon in the Bradford family. Cornelia's own brother, Amory Howe Bradford, served as minister and as president of the board at Cornelia's social settlement, the Whittier House, which is located right here on Grand Street. And he was also a major financial supporter of her endeavors in helping the poor in this town. Cornelia's father, Reverend Benjamin Bradford, was an advocate for women's rights and a noted abolitionist, and their home was a station on the Underground Railroad. They were all direct descendants of none other than Governor William Bradford, a rich farmer from Yorkshire, England, who arrived to the New World on the Mayflower and went on to serve as governor of the Plymouth colony 5 times over a period of 30 years. On December 20th, 1893, Cornelia Bradford arrived in Jersey City from her home in Montclair, hoping to make a difference. She called Jersey City one of the gateways which leads from the old world into the new. At the end of the 19th century, the first ward of Jersey City, also known as Paulus Hook, being the only natural ferry location for miles around, was considered as a possible site for urban development. Jersey City's immigrants continued to grow in number and percentage of population, and it quickly became a city of immigrants. Factories abounded, providing employment for men, women, and children. Child labor was an issue that Cornelia Bradford was very concerned with. She went around to glass-blowing factories and saw the harsh condition in which children had to work there. Not only did the children have to work in the heat of the summer, but also in the heat of furnaces. The children also had schedules that required them to alternate daytime work with nighttime work on a weekly basis. Cornelia Bradford reflected that it was too much for children of 8, 10, and 12 years of age, when regularity of habit is most important. Ms. Bradford's investigation into the working conditions of children in this city led to the formation of the Child Protective League and a comprehensive child labor bill. A strong proponent of early childhood education, Cornelia Bradford believed that kindergarten was essential to a child's development and future success in life. She said, "A good kindergarten with an earnest teacher and with its variety of work and play is today the great ethical instructor of children. Take a young child from a wretched home, place him in a kindergarten, and in 3 or 4 years, habits are formed which time cannot efface." When Cornelia Bradford established her social settlement, the Whittier House, which featured various forms of assistance programs to the poor, it featured the first free kindergarten and with time the first playground in Jersey City. The settlement and the kindergarten welcomed all children, regardless of race, faith, or nationality. An advocate for social and racial equality, Cornelia Bradford wanted to make sure that every child had access to the free early education and care. To instruct the children, she recruited devoted and highly qualified volunteers. She pointed out, I pick my workers from those who have had the best advantages in life in order that they may give to the other hungry hearts and minds the benefits of such advantages. In addition to the free kindergarten and social assistance such as legal aid and medical consultation, the Whittier House featured various clubs and activities. Cornelia believed that extracurricular after-school and after-work recreation was very beneficial. Her settlement had a cooking club, a newsboys club, a sewing club, a stenography course, dancing and gym exercises, among many others. Here at PS 16 today, we are happy to continue this tradition with our own after-school program. PS Public School number 16 is called the Cornelia F. Bradford School. That name officially became effective on November 16, 1944. However, from the very moment of its inception in 1916, it was known as the Bradford School because Ms. Bradford oversaw every stage of the building process. Her dream of putting a school in the Paulus Hook that would be open to children, all children, regardless of social status, race, faith, and nationality, providing them with an opportunity to learn in an environment of equality and inclusion, that dream came true. On February 16, 1918, when PS 16 held its dedication ceremony, it was noted by the newspapers that the audience present was the most cosmopolitan to ever gather in Jersey City. Can you imagine? It makes me very happy and proud to point out that this classification still applies, as presently PS 16 is home to 70 nations among its students and staff. So all these flags, every single one of them, represent a student or a teacher presently at this school. How wonderful is that? And we're still counting. I will conclude by saying that Cornelia F. Bradford was a remarkable person. These are just some of the quotes from the press that were used to describe her. One of my favorites is that she desired no reward save that of an approving conscience. She was willing to give her life to the elevation of the poor and needy. She was earnest, intelligent, conscientious, and self-sacrificing. These qualities are shared by the people presently in our audience. Like Cornelia Bradford a century ago, we have men and women sitting here today, the veterans and the educators, who through their service and self-sacrifice helped plant a valuable seed into the future of the next generation, our children. For that, we honor and thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Ioffe, for taking on that last portion of the history. Listen, it is so important. Yes, I know we're celebrating the Centennial. We do a lot of learning about history as it relates to our nation, as it relates to our government, but we don't learn a lot about local history. And I thought it was very important to have speakers here today who could talk about PS 16 school, where it was before it was here now, why there was a delay in its opening, and to talk a little bit about the person for whom PS 16 is named, Cornelia F. Bradford, and her contribution to the Jersey City community. So thank you so much, Ms. Ioffe, for tackling that last piece and giving us all an enriching view of our school and of our city.